I decided I should do a tier list, and what else to do it about than my favorite Driver Academy members. Let's go! Hi! You're watching Contentless content. My name is Lila. Okay, so why is Ferrari Driver Academy my favorite academy, and why do I love absolutely every member of it? So Ferrari is my favorite team. It has the history, Italian culture, red. Obviously, I love red. And it was kind of obvious when I got into Formula One that I like Mick Schumacher. Well, it was obvious to me. From that lead, I went into supporting Ferrari, and because almost every Ferrari Driver Academy members are at Prema, I started to like Prema. And from the Prema videos, I got to know the members, and they're delightful. So obviously there are a few members who I got to know well, ones who I get to know a bit less, so it won't be a fair tier list. I'm pretty sure everyone should get an absolute A tier, but this is my personal opinion. So what I'm going to do is take the Ferrari Driver Academy website and go in order. Obviously Mick Schumacher is not part of the academy anymore because he quit, but I will be evaluating him too because he was a full-time member in 2022 and he is one of my favorites. So obviously why do this tier list if I not including him? The first is Ollie, who I absolutely adore. Love Ollie. He is British. Like, if you don't even take the accent into account, he is British. Like, obviously, like, he's polite, he's nice, he's just typically a British guy. Obviously, I like him. He joined the academy this year, but he was in Formula 3, so obviously I saw a lot of videos about him in Prema. So I got to know him a lot better than others, and I like him a lot, but he's a bit basic for my taste, in kind of a good way, you know. For this reason, I have to put Ollie in a D tier. Sorry. Obviously, this tier list, I love them all, so it's not like I'm putting them in a D tier, but it's like we take a normal tier list, and this tier list is just a small portion of that tier list, A tier list, so yeah. I have to learn English to make videos. Okay, so next up is Dino, who I saw race 2 times this year, once in Zandvoort and then next time in Hungary, and I was too scared to go there. I mean, I'm kind of shy with racing drivers. The more I like them, the more afraid I am to go there, which is weird because he's like my age. Obviously, he wouldn't mind, but I have this social anxiety, so sucks for me. Okay, so he gets a plus point because he was with Prema from like such a young age, and I started watching Prema videos. Like I even started rewatching Prema videos, and you can see him like mature through these videos, and that was like so funny. I mean, obviously it was really fun for the viewers, and he's still there, and he will be joining Prema in 2023 too. So I'm excited to see the videos, and I mean, this this whole evolution of him was like a really big boost. And for this tier list, I'm going to put him in B, and that is not because of him, but because of the others I still have in line. Next up is Rafael, who the first thing that came to my mind when I started like making this list is that I saw an article about him getting pole position, and the picture on top of the article was him holding a GoPro Hero 8 because that was his pole position award. And I mean, that was so fucking funny. I mean, that was so funny, and obviously then they explained it and stuff, but when you first see pole position award and then you see a guy holding a GoPro Hero 8, it's kind of like, what is going going on here? He obviously said he's really happy for his camera and that he will use it. Like, obviously, if I would get a GoPro Hero 8, I would use it for so many things. This stuck in my mind. For this moment only, I'm going to put him in C. This tier list is really getting weird. I mean, why am I making this? Obviously, I'm entertaining myself. Next up is Laura, and what I remember from her is that when the 2021 FIA Girls on Track campaign was set on, like, I was rooting for her because, like, there were the 4 girls and she seemed like the nicest, and I mean, I loved her stories and posts. And every year when the FIA Girls on Track goes on, I choose one person who I will be rooting for, which is kind of weird because, I mean, obviously everyone would deserve to win, like, they are really talented drivers, but I think it's based on personality. I was rooting for her and she seemed pretty nice and she went and won it, so that was pretty great. Also, she haven't really raced in a single seater, so she did a Formula 4 test, and I really hope she will be joining a team in Formula 4 next year. Not only to get to know her better, but because she deserves it. She's a B. She's a B. And for the perverts watching this, no capsize. Next up is Arthur, who many people know as Charles Leclerc's little brother. Obviously, I watched so many Prema videos that Arthur is not reminding me of Charles, but Charles is reminding me of Arthur. So this is, I think this is something. Yeah, right? Yeah. So Arthur is like the type of person who have one brain cell, but you know, you love them because he's nice, he's funny, and he's absolutely adorable, like absolutely adorable. Also, his French accent is hilarious. Arthur is really known for his hair gel, his accent, and his lack of intelligence. So these three obviously put him in an A tier, and we have our first A. Yes! Next up is Rob, who is not at Prema anymore, sadly, but his bond continued with Prema even when he went to Ferrari as a reserve driver. He still goes back to the team, and I think it's absolutely adorable. Like, if I had to say one driver who is Prema, it would be him. Like, without a question, it would be him. He loves the team, and the team loves him. It's obviously a love story. So yeah, also, I feel like I'm talking a lot about Prema and less about Ferrari, but I mean, it's Prema's fault. Also, Rob, I can really like identify with him because he's coming from Russia, which is like more of the eastern part of Europe. Obviously, he is from Moscow, I think. St. Petersburg, that's even more Eastern Europe than Moscow. I mean, I'm coming from Hungary, and sometimes like I watch like videos or stuff, and obviously we are both kind of like Eastern Europeans but socialized in Western Europe. So I think it's the best mix. So way to go, Rob. And also, obviously, I'm not saying that, oh my god, Rob is like some kind of poet and stuff who I can really identify with, but it's nice to have someone in racing from the eastern part of Europe, and yeah. So this is our first S tier. I think he deserves it. I think he's nice, he's happy, as Dennis Hauger said. Next up is Maya, who made history by becoming the first woman who joined not only the Ferrari Driver Academy, but any driver academy ever. So obviously, this is like a big thing. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, she won Girls on Track and stuff like this, but it is something that could lead somewhere. She is obviously an important part of the academy, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to put her a little bit more down, like next to Ollie, D tier. And this is because, I mean, I was watching videos with her and she's a bit shy, like, He's obviously really nice with everyone, and I don't think that's enough. Next up on the list is James, who, when he first joined the academy, I thought he was a lot older. Like, I thought he was my age. He's not. He is as young as my little brother, which is kind of weird. Kinda. But I mean, why would they sign old drivers like me? James just joined Prema for 2023, which is a good point, because a lot of drivers will be going to other teams next year. He won't, which is great, which is great, which is great. But as I said at the beginning of this video, I don't really know him. I didn't really get to know him, and this is like a minus point. So I'm afraid I want to say C, but that wouldn't be fair to Ollie and Maya. So I'm going to say E, but this is just me making a fool out of myself because he deserves better. I'm looking forward to him being in more videos, which will be fun. Okay, and our last contestant is Mick Schumacher, who is absolutely my favorite driver. I love him, I heart him, I adore him. He is the love of my life. I didn't just say that. I love him, and I'm going to obviously put him in an S tier. He's an angel. I love him. I wish him all the best. He also was at Prema, and he stole my heart with his shyness. Okay, so this is it. We have our super duper tier list. I hope you liked it. I enjoyed myself. Obviously, I am making this video. Why would I make it if it wouldn't be fun? Like, why would I be here? Hope you liked this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I want to say check out my social media in the description box, but I only have an Instagram. So yeah, I'm kind of Gen Z. This was really long. Bye!